Okay, so if you haven't watched The Hunger Games, turn this video off right now. Just go, turn it off.
You're gonna get spoiled.
Read the books. This is a spoiler alert. Because it's a Hunger Games tag! Woo! And our first tag ever. I'm McKenna. I'm the director, producer, writer of McKenna Phage Productions.
I'm Nicole. I'm
Co-producer.
Woo! You might remember us from such videos as the Hunger Games parody, where I was Clove, and this was
Katniss. And if you haven't seen it and you want to, there'll be hopefully a link right there.
There-ish.
Right around
You're going to
there.
watch it after this.
Or since there's the down bar, just check that down there. So we're doing the Hunger Games tag. Woo!
Woo! Okay.
And again, if you I don't want to hear complaints down below about how I spoiled it for you, because we warned you.
You've had, like, way too much time to actually read the books, or at least watch the first video. So, or at least look it up on Wikipedia or something. So, here we are.
Okay.
All right, McKenna.
Hunger Games challenge, or tag.
What is your favorite book in the trilogy?
I really like the first one. I thought it was just so original and everything was so gripping, and it was a great book to read. I think the second and the third, I wasn't too crazy. I did not like the end of Mockingjay whatsoever. I just like the first one was so well written, and it grabs you and doesn't let go. So, what about you?
I think I liked the first one the best as well. I mean, everything was so novel, and it was such a different idea. The third one was pretty much way too longer than it really needed to be, and it just kind of ended up rambling, and it didn't really explain many of the character deaths. The second one was kind of a turning point, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what's the next question?
All right, how long would you last in the Hunger Games?
Not long. I do not like blood and gore and all that stuff. Like, I can't watch horror movies. It stays with me. It probably would happen. I would stand on the pedestal, and I'd be freaking out. Like, I noticed in the movie, everyone
You'd fall off early and get blown sky high by those bombs. You would.
I know. Because you notice in the movie, like, everyone just stand there, and they've got their poker face on, and they know what they're doing, and then you'd be like, just, like, crying. And I'd probably pull a fox face and just, like, run straight into the woods and, like, run until I couldn't run any farther and, like, climb a tree and stay in the tree and hope something happened. And then it was so funny because I had a conversation with my principal about what I would do if I was in the Hunger Games.
Oh, that's interesting.
She wasn't too happy with me.
No.
But, and I guess when one person was left, hopefully it'll be me. I could just sit in, like, a tree and get a bow and arrow and just be like, bang.
Just pick them off one by one. You're just sitting up there chilling out, and then just keep shooting them down. They'll fall down in a row. Yep.
What about you?
Well, I think that definitely my biggest downfall is I'm really attracted to violence. So I think I'd either just go up to the bloodbath and find the biggest person, like Thrush or something, and be like, hey, you, I got this, and, like, hold up this tiny little dagger and be like, kneel down before me. So I think if I didn't really fall to that until towards the end, I think I'd be all right. But I definitely want to get in on the action too much. So
no, I'd just be avoiding everything I could. I would not be calm like everyone else is. I would be a nervous wreck.
Yeah. Okay, so number 3. What is the strangest thing you thought was going to happen but didn't?
Okay, I thought that Katniss was going to make an alliance with someone, and I thought they were going to totally, like, just turn on her and try to kill her, but that never happened. Like, I was waiting for it to happen. Like, I was waiting for, like, Mags to be like, oh, and just, like, attack, and it never happened.
Well, I thought the weirdest thing that didn't happen was, in book 3, I really wanted Katniss to die. I'm sorry, it sounds terrible, but she ended up just getting so corrupted throughout the entire series. I just thought towards the end that she should have just been done. Like, she was the face of the revolution, the face of the rebellion and all that stuff, and I think that should have just been her end, and she should have just died. But I'm sorry, Jennifer Lawrence. I don't know if you wanted a death scene, but you didn't get it. So I hope you've read the books. Anyways.
Okay, number 4.
How were you introduced into the Hunger Games?
Well, I was at the bookstore, and I really need something to read for reading, and I saw them there, and it wasn't, like, a big display or anything, because they hadn't really come out yet, but there's, like, one of those pictures, like, oh, see before the movie comes out, you know, so I figured, oh, I heard these are good, I'll go read them, because at first I thought they were kids' books, so I'm like, oh, well, I'll read that, it's easy, and then, like, literally, I'm like, like, I couldn't put it down. It was so amazing. I'm like, oh my god. And then, like, Nicole, have you read these books? I'm like, I read them, like, in 7th grade. Oh.
Yeah, I read them when they first came out. The first one I read within, like, a week or two of its initial release. The second one was, like, the day after, and the third one was, like, midnight, so.
I know, yeah, and then.
I was on top of it.
Pretty much after I read it, I would tell my friends, you've got to read this book, it's amazing. Like, half the school was reading it afterwards. I mean, I must have started this trend or something, but...
When some of the people come up to you and they go, oh my gosh, have you read The Hunger Games?
I read it 3
You look like
months
Katniss.
ago.
It's like, yeah, I read it a couple years ago. It's okay.
Oh, it was so funny. A girl told me I look like Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes, you do.
I act like her.
You
what
do.
do you guys think? Do I look and act like Jennifer Lawrence? I don't know. Okay, next question.
All right, what's your favorite moment that happened to The Hunger Games?
Ooh, favorite moment. I think I was just so, like... I really like the bloodbath scene and the feast and at the very end, like I was just like waiting for that to happen, and like there's also gripping because you know what's gonna happen, and I like those action scenes a lot.
I think my favorite moment was definitely when Katniss was finally like really pushed to get out of the fire zone when they were pretty much setting the entire place on fire. I mean, I like how they portrayed it in the movie as well. I liked it because at that point, if she didn't have a strong will to live, she would have died. She just wouldn't have moved. So I thought that was definitely a turning point. It shows you how strong her character is, how she really does have something to believe in, and how she thinks that she can actually get out of there. So that was definitely my favorite part of that. All right, so Katniss McKenna. What's your favorite character?
I love Finnick. Finnick, I just like his air of confidence and how he's so different compared to like Katniss and Peeta and Gale. He just... And then he's supposed to be really hot, too. I'm excited for the movie. But I just like him. I like his personality. He's so carefree, and he's whimsical. I almost said majestic. He's not majestic.
Hey!
Hi, how are you?
You can pause.